Good morning, Ramon. How are you on this fine day?
Great, Mindy. Great to see you. It's time for NFL Sunday once again,
We
and
made it.
more morning steam. Yep, we've got a NFL card today. We've already covered much of the NFL card on our Thursday show, but we're going to talk about the afternoon games here on the morning steam today. The 4 games, nice games to talk about. Those will be the featured coverage today. But if you want to catch our Thursday games, we previewed those. Our Thursday previews of the Sunday games. We'll preview those on Thursday. You can find them on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. We're also going to talk about pro basketball today. Got a nice selection of college games that some of the matchups kind of feels like March already. And we've got NHL, Mindy, where you went 7-0 yesterday.
Yeah,
Your
might have
premium picks.
had a nice day on the ice there. So, I'm feeling pretty good about my NHL selections. And then today, only 2 games. What the heck?
Well, that's the nature of the NHL. They play all the games and then they don't. Let's head on over to Tony'sPicks.com where you'll find our premium picks each and every day. Over at Tony's Picks, take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. And you could go right to, if you want, the NHL tab and see that perfect record yesterday by Mindy on the day board. Look at this. 7-0 yesterday in the NHL. Nick coming in also with a nice NHL record, and Sam sweeps the board, and Brandon 3-1. So good day for the crew in the NHL over at Tony's Picks.
That's right. We did it. We're hoping to have another day, good day here again today.
Take a look at the numbers for Mindy. There you see her NHL for yesterday. What are you going to have today? It looks like you're locked and loaded.
I am ready to go. I'm going to be having everything but NHL today. So I'll be having college basketball, NFL, and then, of course, some NBA action as well. And you can always catch a 3-pack, 5-pack, 7-pack, or my $15 best bet, like a little bit to preview my work, or you can go ahead and get my $25 best bets there as well in each of those sports.
All right, and take a look at some of those winners from yesterday. Mindy sweeping those college games, those NHL games.
I had a rough night with football, though. That's what killed me, I tell you.
Well, some of the teams did too. I mean, I tried to talk up UCLA in a low-scoring game, and of course, it was exactly as the public figured in that one. So take a look at a lot of those winners yesterday. Mindy, heavy card. She was frustrated with those football games, but look at some of those winners right there with NC State and Louisville under. FIU, UTEP under, Stanford and Cal over the total. Mindy, did you call them and tell them to kick a 61-yard field goal?
I could not even believe that. I was like, man, the fix is in. Like, I never get that lucky when, it doesn't matter. They don't need the extra field goal. And then, oh, geez. I couldn't believe it. That, finally, the luck had changed in my favor. I was excited.
Yeah. And, I think if they were at the 20-yard line, I don't think they would kick. I think they'd probably take a shot at the end zone, play out the game as normal, but if you have a kicker that has it, and you could do something like that just to give him a career highlight. I don't think there's anything to any field goal, maybe 30 yards in, you're kind of like whatever, but here you're in a college football game. Remember, when you play football, you only get so many opportunities to play football in your life, and then it's over. You got a kicker that who can make it, and he's going to kick a 61-yarder in the biggest game, because they weren't very good. So we were playing Cal. You lost, but still you played in the big game.
Well, and that's the thing, is they had plenty of opportunities to score throughout that game, and just couldn't get it done with those red zone turnovers. But that's again nature of the beast in there. Why we play those over unders. But hey, like I said, luck tipped my way yesterday.
And of course, that big college football card. I don't know what necessarily stood out for you on the college card. Everything kind of Texas rolled Kansas. Maybe the good times are over for KU. BC ended up there. We took them, but ended up their quarterback was out. They got blown out. Washington State did it for us for Team Steam, convincing victory over Arizona. Mindy, how about another tragic defeat? Even though Nebraska got the money, they found another way to lose to Wisconsin.
I think that is the same way to lose to Wisconsin. That's happening over the last, I don't know, 8 years. That, again, we talked about this. If you have 4 minutes left in the game, you need 2 first downs to get yourself a victory, and they just can't get that done. So until there's a little bit of I don't know what it is. I can't tell right now. I
Well,
want to
we
say
also
culture change, but I think that's headed in the right direction. It's like those the linemen just aren't maybe as tough or whatever you might want to say as they used to be. Plus, I still think the offensive play calling was really conservative yesterday for a team that has nothing to lose.
Now today over on Tony'sPicks.com, I've got an NFL early window 5-pack for $35. Please pick that up today. And well, I feel pretty great about this card. So let's go 5-0 with Ramon Scott. $35. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That's my featured package today. I'll also have an afternoon package. And well, you know what, Mindy? I laid off the college basketball, and that proved to be good for me. I'm just 4-2 here on the leaderboard yesterday, but it does take our system a little while to grade MMA, where I went 3-0. So I actually had a 7-2 day yesterday. So I'd be up there with those guys who had good days, and a little back to form. But maybe because I laid off the college basketball, I had plenty of beta. I'm not going to stop firing on college basketball, but after 2 rugged days, just want to make sure I post a win. And same with the NFL today. Feel very good about the games. Who knows what I'll end up with? But I like the NFL today. As always, for me,
sure.
I'm always going to be coming in pretty hard with my NFL plays. And there you see, I'm plus 700 units for the year.
Nice.
We could do even better than that. Let's get it up there. Let's roll it today with me and get it up over a dime. Get up there with them. Don't forget the morning steam, Mindy. How can I forget? How can I forget that we are up a dime there with a pretty solid record of 35-22 so far, and we did. So here's the deal on this. So with morning steam team 35-22 this season, and we did have picks, right, Mindy, in the early window.
Right,
and
we got an early 3-pack out there. Yep.
Yeah, so they're already there and ready with that early window. We have plays up there. So if you missed the show and you don't have time because it's already Sunday and we're just a little less than 4 hours from kickoff, you can pick up our plays over there right now with the morning steam. And here they are, our little package of plays for today, the guaranteed 3-pack, just $30. And with our 35-22 record, why wouldn't you pick this package up today? This 3-pack of early winners on the card. You can add, Mindy, I don't know how you attack the early card, but you could pick up this 3-pack where we're 35-22. You could pick up my 5-pack where I've produced a winning season so far as well. And they're different plays. My morning steam plays are different than my 5-pack. So you probably have a package of winners that are.
I have I have a 5-pack and a best bet. So I have 6 plays total, and I don't have any. I'm not too heavy in each or any part of the card. So I have a couple in the morning, couple in the afternoon, and then the late game.
And we'll talk about the late game because it's going to be all about Mindy versus Ramon.
So steaks versus my favorite Mexican food from the border.
We'll see what Mindy has to say about that one, how she feels about the situation when we get into it. Let's start to get into it because we're not too busy today, but we certainly have plenty of games to cover. It's not an overload like on Saturdays, but still plenty of games, especially those. The college card is pretty big, actually, but a lot of smaller schools are playing except for those high-profile matchups as well. So don't forget, click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. Find the handicapper of your choice. You see Mindy and I, they're right near the top, so that means we're doing pretty good over the last week. and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all of our premium pick packages. I know everybody wants to get to the plays, so let's kind of get rolling
Right.
on it because we got to pay the bills, and that's what we're doing here, talking about Tony'sPicks.com. Don't forget, there's more than Mindy and I. There's Tony, there's Ben, there's all the group over there. So make sure you log on to subscribe. And don't forget, Mindy, you mentioned the world. We were talking backstage before the show. The World Cup is set
That's
to
right.
begin
I
here.
put my bet in, Ramon. My
Right.
one bet of the year that
shortly.
I'm trusting you on this.
Well, again, we're just. I mean, we're not handicapped,
the
right?
special.
We're playing the. I don't know what angle we're playing, but
the back room rumors.
Right, or just the fact that you got to figure Qatar can stay in this game with Ecuador. I mean, they put if this is the one game that they're gonna be able to do anything, this will be it. The opening game of the controversial World Cup in Qatar. They're an underdog. They might even tie, Mindy. So I don't want to think we're gonna go out there and win. I know you want to play them, and I'm gonna play them too. Just based on, yes, certainly there's some discussion that maybe Ecuador finds a way to give Qatar at least a point in this game for whatever reason. Ecuador is a legendary soccer country. They had tremendous World Cup success back in the old days, if you will, nearly 100 years, 80 or 90 years ago in the World Cup. But, today they're a fine soccer country, but they're going up against Qatar that, the only reason they're in is because they're the host country.
Right.
And, but they invested a lot of money into their soccer because this has been something that's been in the making for a long time. And we talked about it yesterday. So, and don't forget, Mindy, in 4 years, where the World Cup is going to be.
I don't know, but I'm guessing what, the United States?
Well, actually, it is, but it's actually, get this, it's a shared World Cup between United States, Canada, and Mexico. All three countries will host. It'll be a regional World Cup. Actually, it's not unprecedented because if you remember, Japan and South Korea hosted together as well previously. But this one will be the first with three shared countries with some great venues, and that figures to be a little bit more. Well, I don't want to say on the up and up, but I don't think there was probably less bribery with this bid, especially with the three countries in together. Let's get started.
All right, Ramon. All right,
we're gonna leave. There I go talking again.
People aren't gonna leave. No, they're coming in. They need to know the gossip, Ramon.
Well, we've got plenty of gossip.
There's Sunday night TLC.
Yeah.
Smut TV.
Well, hey, if you want gossip, then there might not be a better game to start with than this one, because I think we can find plenty of gossip with these teams, Mindy, the Raiders and the Broncos. The storylines are fluid with these teams right now as we get into the plays. But all of a sudden, is Derek Carr going to be the scapegoat for the Raiders after this season? They have a coach they've paid a lot of money for, and well, it's not working out necessarily. Nobody's going to question Derek Carr's dedication. I think everyone thought that was a heartfelt response from him when he practically, let it out there on the press podium. And going up against the Broncos, where word comes out this week that Russell Wilson is going up to the line of scrimmage, basically calling plays like he's taken too many shots to the head. We talked about not using the wristband, but he's going up there, and now receivers are saying that he's calling out his audibles from when he was in Seattle like he doesn't know where he is half the time. So maybe that explains some of the inept play by Wilson this year. So anyways,
magic Colorado mushrooms, I hear, huh?
Those really goofy teams. Well, we already kind of, I don't know, questioned some of his antics, right? So just feels like one of those guys that's taken one too many concussions.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, the Raiders on this bad 3-game losing streak. Devontae caught 9 of 13 last week, 126 yards and the touchdown, but has that abdominal injury. Still listed as questionable, but probably will still be playing, as well as Perhaps Derek Carr be crying from the podium here again today. You ruined my one-liner there, Ramon.
Oh, did you really have that written down as a?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to take a look at the under here. Raiders 1-4 on the road, Broncos 1-3 at home. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with this one? But the under is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings in Denver. Also, the under is 9-3 in the last 12 there as well.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, Denver's been a total under. I would think this has no chance of going over a division game right now. Denver does have a decent defense. Yes, the Raiders are not finding their offense at all right now. They're 0-5 on the road straight up. They might actually find a way to win this game. This feels like the spot for the Raiders actually for me. But if you're on the under, I'm on the under. We can definitely play this as a consensus because if not, it was going premium for me for sure in this one. So Las Vegas, they've done very well in this series, right, Mindy?
Right.
9-1 against the spread against Denver. So there might be something to that as well. That's why I maybe feel like. You talked about the series that always goes under. Denver is totally going under every single game right now. It's a division game. I really feel like it will go under. And yeah, it might just be that the 3 points, or I'm listed 2.5 there, and I don't know if there's
That's all I've seen.
out there. Okay, mostly 2.5s, and it's just so you could buy a half a point and still get it pretty cheap probably. But they just might be important. This one might come down to the wire, and be 20-17 or something like that. So let's take the under with the Raiders and the Broncos. I feel really good about that.
All right.
All right. It's the game of the day, the game of the week.
I guess so.
And the Dallas Cowboys on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Cowboys 1.5 total, 48.5. Yep. Hot matchup.
Yeah, it's one of those, Cowboys 2-2 on the road, Minnesota 2-2 at home, versus a spread here. Justin Jefferson is making Kirk Cousins look pretty good this year, averaging 15.4 yards per carry. He did have that game-saving catch there last week there as well. But I kind of tend to think that the Vikings might do a little bit more groundwork here today with that, number 3 Dallas defense in there. It's one of those that this one here just kind of trends a little bit to, the underdog. Underdog is 5-0 in this matchup. Cowboys are 3-8 in the last 11 meetings in Minnesota. They're also 2-5 of the last 7 in Minnesota. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings here at home in this one, plus 1.5.
I mean, put some respect on the Minnesota Vikings name. When is this going to end, right? Look, love Dallas, right? I mean, Dak's back. They're, Philly looks susceptible. The stock on Dallas is rising. There's no doubt about that. But Minnesota right now, I mean, at home, and also they've done very well against Dallas. I mean, they're not getting the respect still, I think, that they deserve. Maybe it's the Kirk Cousins factor, but whatever the case may be, quarterbacks like him, I don't think you could put him up there in like maybe the Alex Smith category, but it's that type of quarterback, right? He's a winner, a leader. People believe in him, right? So, and yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Jefferson is making him look very good, but he also has other target. He is distributing the ball. He's a veteran. He knows how to get it done. I like the Vikings in this game. I think, maybe Minnesota does kind of untrack their running game a little bit here. And that's how I kind of feel. I think I'm going to be in disagreement with Scott here as far as the total is concerned. Because to me, especially the way Dallas is running the ball too, both teams know how to win this game. I don't think it'll be as explosive. So the reason I think the over could be live is because it could be a very close game. You may even get some overtime or some late scoring. It might be a situation where like under in the first half is kind of the look too. And if it gets kind of exciting down they have offenses that can, score. So anyways, Mindy, let's take Minnesota and have a second pick on that one. Yep.
All righty.
Yep, not a terrible game here, right? I mean, there's storylines. We wish that maybe Pittsburgh was having a better season, and maybe the Bengals were doing just a little better, but still the Bengals and the Steelers. So you got to figure it's going to be a good game, no doubt.
Yeah, it's one of those that if I, take a look at, just this line movement where it started at minus, 5.5 and has moved to minus, 3.5 there.
Mhm.
The home dog is 20-4 in the last 10 years. So I'm going to take a look at the Steelers here today. The Steelers, I know that they're currently 31st in points scored and haven't been, getting much going. But they're getting that defense back and they're getting those defensive players back healthy. And when that happens, the Steelers usually find a way, find ways to win here. I know Mixon went off last time around. I don't really expect anything like that here to happen, again. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at the Steelers, especially when the Bengals, they're, 10-22 in the last 32 meetings there overall. So yeah, I'll take the Steelers here today.
Yeah, this is AFC division rival, right? Remember the old home dog thing I talked about? I got to think it's going to be defense's rule here in this one. You talk about Pittsburgh's defense getting healthy. We know that the Bengals have, uh, you know, underrated defense. If anything, right now it's their offense that's been inconsistent a little bit. Yes, Mixon had the game, but look who won the game, right? Pittsburgh did the job with that upset win as a 7-point dog. Also, you mentioned all those dog trends with Pittsburgh. How about this one too, Mindy? Mike Tomlin, 16, 3-3 against the spread over his tenure as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. 16, 3-3 as an underdog against the spread at home for Mike Tomlin. So that's pretty darn solid. I think we just got ourselves a 3-pack on
Right.
3 games right there. We're in agreement. We could go games and games without getting a consensus. That makes me feel. And sometimes I talk kid about, oh, I'm scared, whatever. I feel great about the fact that
Right.
we rattled off these, points about these particular games. That feel pretty good. So, all right. Well, we might not agree on the next game, but it won't be because of the betting. We just want our teams to win. And I have a feeling that, I think you think the Chiefs can. Certainly, they're favored to win the game. So, why wouldn't they? Now, covering might be a different issue. We'll see what you have to say about it. I'm showing the spread maybe has even gone down even another half a point now. So that 7 that was out there, that was not there for very long. Chiefs, 30% of their offense. I mean, it's 30% of that passing offense missing here. Yes, the Chargers are always missing too, but we'll see, right? Kelsey will have a big game, but it's going to be a good. These guys have played some good games.
Yeah, I mean, because you're looking like, Ladarius Toney and Sky Moore, those are going to be your receivers probably in that one today for, the Chiefs, and they're a little untested. And then it looks like, Chargers may be getting, some of their key players back, so basically I just kind of read off, in the last scenario there with the Bengals and the Steelers, right? Where you have an opening or, something like sitting at minus 5.5 and has moved down that comes in 20-4 over the last 10 years. So this is kind of the same scenario here for me today. Even though the Chargers are 1-3 at home, Chiefs are 1-4 against the spread in the last, 6. If I take a look at that, head to head here. But I might gonna go ahead and take a look at the other way here. I'm gonna take a look at the total. I'm gonna have this one here go over. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but I just know that whenever these two teams play, there always is going to be scoring. This is the highest total on the board here, even with the injuries that folks know about. I know that they just play each other so tough. So for me, I'm going to take a look at going over that 52.5 here total again. And you can
Well,
take my trend probably to the bank as well. I think the
well,
Chiefs will win this one, but not by the spread.
okay. No, well, I'll take the Chargers then and take them plus those 5 points. I think if anything, if it does go over, I talked about the Dallas Minnesota game maybe with second half fireworks. So I think that the teams know they want to keep their opposition quarterbacks off the field if they can. They don't run that well, right? So they've got to try to use a controlled passing game if they want to accomplish that. Yes, Kansas City's situation with the receivers is obviously a concern. They still do have, uh, you know, um, a veteran in there. I mean, like I said, Kelsey can have a huge game. There's no
Well, I
doubt
think
about
this is
that.
interesting, right? Because I feel like each of these teams' running games have a lot more to do with passing to these running backs. So ultimately it's a run game, but not all at the same time. Because look at how many times Eckler gets a passing
Oh
touchdown,
yeah, no, you
and
don't think
right?
about Eckler as a guy. Yes, he does care, but when you see him, it's usually getting out in the open, getting out in space.
Yeah, so I mean,
Out
I'm
in
not
the
so sure that either one of these teams are going to be able to really try to slow each other down. So that's another reason why I'm thinking that it might, tick up the total here as well. I haven't seen much from the Chiefs run game in a while, so I think they're going to have to pass a lot in this one.
well, no, I could definitely agree there. I feel like
You have
they
to keep them off
they
somehow.
know they have to find some running game. Otherwise, well, I feel like they might try to establish more running, but then if it does go over, it's because it ends up in one of those, 3 or 4 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes of the game type of feeling for me. But uh, I was Valdez Scantling is also, he'll still be in there right
I guess
today.
so. Yes.
So but it looks like a good rushing matchup against the Chargers defensively. But they just uh, CEH isn't doing anything, right? I mean, who are they? They're riding with Pacheco, right now. It's pretty
Uh,
much. I mean,
yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah.
so maybe a little bit untested there. So just get it to Kelsey. He'll be the most impactful player on the game in the game. I would think even more than Eckler certainly if he's back into form. So that's the way Mindy's going. She'll take the over in the big game. I'll take the Chargers plus the points, and we'll be riding again. I get an extra couple ounces on my steak if they win because of the point spread. If the Chargers win outright, I want at least a 16-ounce Omaha steak if they win.
All right. It's a deal. I would shake on it.
Blake says, looks like a field goal at the end decides it. So Butker, is he back or was he
Yeah,
out?
he's okay. As
Okay.
far as I know, he's okay. I hadn't seen anything here today.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what I
All
was
right.
thinking then. All right, there's a look
Cool.
at the NFL for today, and we've got
Pretty
a
good one. I think it's a
three-way
fun slate of
game.
games here today. I'm interested to see, I'm kind of interested in, like, say, the Giants and the Lions, the Jets and the Patriots. I mean, I think there are going to be some good games out there.
Oh, well, yeah, we should mention, and I think we did mention it on the Saturday's show, but since it is NFL Day, but we'll mention that the Cleveland Buffalo game, I think everybody knows, Mindy, that game has been moved to Detroit. You picked the over. I picked Buffalo in that game. I don't think we should not rescind our pick. Technically, I guess we
Okay,
kind of
man.
could because if you'd wanted to, because it's like refunding the ticket. A lot of tickets got refunded on the site change. Some sites allow for the action to stay, but do you feel differently? You had mentioned you don't. You think
I don't.
actually the fast track
Like,
may
yeah.
actually
Well,
help
I
the
think
total
right.
in that one. Putting it in indoors. Uh,
Yep.
I don't know. The only question that I really have though about that game and about uh, Buffalo, is what you had mentioned. I mean, I saw tweets of neighbors helping players dig out of their homes so they could get to the airport, and apparently it has been quite the logistical nightmare for the Bills. They're basically coming in without any work this week at all, practice wise, leading up to the game certainly. Um, so that's just what I understand what the case may be, and the line is dipped down to 7.5. So I'm on Buffalo. I can't change it. but I think Cleveland might be they might be able to stay within that number. Got Buffalo -8 here on the show, and I hope Mindy's right as far as because I think if what she says is right about the fact that is going to help Buffalo. I mean, we think of Buffalo's big plays
Right.
with Gabe Davis, with Stephon Diggs getting behind guys, and we know Cleveland is not the same Cleveland defense right now. Statistically, it's just proven. So we'll see. Buffalo certainly would like to feel like they're looking for a spot to get on track. I don't know if it's the best one to do it, but so we just had that change. But yeah, I like the card a lot. Can't wait for a few hours from now.
Right.
All right, we're going to go to the NBA where there's actually quite a big card considering a Sunday. Usually it's not this many games. And we already have a pick in, I see, on our first game. So let's bring that up right away before we get rolling. It's from Soraya. Welcome to Soraya B. Oh, boy. How about that, Mindy? We've got Soraya in the chat with Knicks versus Suns. Easy under, she says. 110-105. I guess she's picking the Suns there, I would think, since they're favored to win. But, she's got it going considerably under the total here by close to 10 points to start us off. So really impressed by having her with this prediction because she gave us the score. She gave us the total under, and it is an obvious under. In fact, I'm showing Mindy that this total actually has tipped up. It's now 227.
Well, I know the bad thing is I had this one picked as a over, so now I have to feel bad about having Soraya having the courage to get up here and get into the chat room. So don't lose hope on me there, but I'm gonna take the over on this one here too. It's gone over 3 of the last 4 here versus the Knicks, 5-2 in the last 7 meetings there in Phoenix as well. I'll be taking the over today. Sorry, Soraya.
Okay. We're glad to have Soraya. We love all the new faces here on Morning Steam, and welcome to Team Steam. You are definitely a part of Team Steam, I would think, given that she came in there and made that prediction. So, no certainly concern. So the Suns are -6 here, but I don't know. This feels like a good spot actually for Phoenix. I might actually favor here in this one. I will give Soraya her props because obviously Phoenix is an under team so far as this is a favorite 4-7-1 to the under. The Knicks 3-7 to the under in the last 10, including 3-6 to the under on the road. So I'll give her that against Mindy here. And I don't know if I can go one way or the other. I thought I was kind of leaning to the over as well, actually, but the trends are kind of keeping me off. So I'm going to take Phoenix. I'm going to lay 6 points here without Chris Paul, but I'm still going to do it. Phoenix has been pretty tight so far, 6-2 at home against the spread so far. The numbers baked in. The injury to Paul is factored in the line already. I'll take the Suns. All right, Sacramento Kings. I guess they're favored to win the West this year. They're taking on the Pistons. They are favored by 9.5 here. Now this total has moved up considerably to 234. We know what the Kings can do, and they might do it here. I don't know. They're exciting.
Yeah, I mean, Pistons are on about a 5-game loss streak, and Kings are on a 5-game win streak here. Kings 6-2 at home, 6-1 on the road. Are those Pistons 4-5 against the spread in the last 10? Sacramento, on the other hand, is 9-1 against the spread. I'll be taking the Kings here today, -9.5.
All right, I kind of don't disagree necessarily. I just feel like it's so many points, but it's hard to trust the Pistons at this point, given the fact that Sacramento's on this incredible spread run right now. 9 of the last 10 games. Detroit just 2-5-2 against the spread on the road. Detroit 10-7 to the over this year. Sacramento 6-3-1 to the over the last 10 games. It's high, man. 234. Probably wouldn't do a premium out of it. But I'm going to go over as my free play here with Pistons and Kings. Maybe the Kings will go off again. They are scoring points. And take a look, Scott's coming in with the stats here. Covered the last 5. Likes them by double digits, obviously, here today. And look at who else. Fonzie making money. I love this. Team total over 122.5. Great pick, Fonzie. I think that gets right in line with exactly what Mindy and I are calling for in this game. So I think that fits right in. That is partially a consensus play, Mindy. You've got the Kings. I like the over. So why not go with Fonzie here making money and say, hey, and take the over on the team total, 122.5. Great call. Great to have Fonzie make money. Also new to our chat, I do believe. Awesome. All right, there's a couple of plays on that game. Let's go next with Hornets and Wizards, and I'm showing the Wizards here 5.5. Total ticks up to 220.5.
Yeah. So I don't know. The under here is 7-1 the last 8 meetings here. But if I take a look at, the other stats here, as of late, I like the over more and more here in this game. The over is 7-1 in the Hornets' last 8 versus a team with a winning record. The over is also 5-2 in the Wizards' last 7 games following a straight up win. So even though the under is been there historically over the last 8 meetings head to head, I like where each of these two teams are heading. I'm gonna be taking the over 220 here. I think the Wizards can get 120. I think the Hornets can score 100. I think we're okay here in this one.
Oh boy, sounds like you're not calling for a 20-point win though, or for you are.
Oh no. I just mean I'm just saying I think we can get to a 220 total.
Okay, because I actually I know Melo is going to be out for this game. I get that, and Charlotte hasn't been very good against the number here, but man, I don't know. Washington, I think they've done poorly in this series, if I'm not mistaken.
True story.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like 1-7 the last 8 meetings or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely in the Hornets' favor. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty significant to me. I think the Hornets can get the money today. I'm going to take them as my free pick. I'm going to ignore the fact that they really are not. I think they've covered maybe 2 or 3 of their last 10 games so far. So, Hornets haven't been great. We know that. Washington has been okay. But getting 5.5 points, that's going to be enough for me to get on Charlotte here for a free play today. And Mindy is on over 220.5 in Charlotte and Washington. All right. Speaking of teams having trouble against the spread, Miami, they're underdogs here considerably. They have massive injuries in this game. The Cleveland's favored by 9.5. The total is 214.5.
Yeah, taking the Heat though today here still, Ramon. Probably do have a little bit, fresher legs here, getting a bunch of points. Heat are actually, 12-4 in the last 16 meetings here between these two teams. I'll take the Heat here today in this spot.
All right, Mindy says take the Heat against the Cavs on the road, getting those points. Yeah, just no Butler, no Bam, no Hero. That's factored into the line. It's not like we're catching anybody by surprise here. So that's a lot of scoring though that's out too when you talk about Butler and Hero. Bam, he's more of a defensive presence. I think Miami 4-12 against the spread. Cleveland 4-1-1 against the spread at home. I can't get on this dog here, I don't think today, but I don't know. For me, I think I'll end up going under here. I know Cleveland is 5-1 to the over at home, but I think the total reflects that this is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to end up going under in this one, Miami and Cleveland today. And Mindy says take Miami plus the 9.5, 10 points or so. Memphis and Brooklyn. Brooklyn is favored by 7.5, 222.5.
Yeah, Grizzlies here, 11-4 against the spread versus the Nets over the last 15 games. Grizzlies have this awful 1-8 road against the spread trend. Nets are 2-5 against the spread at home. I mean, what's going to happen with that?
Nobody's
But
going to cover.
right, but I mean, it's going to have to break somewhere. But the Grizzlies, they are 7-0 against the spread in their last 7, and the Grizzlies are 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 here in Brooklyn. So I will be taking the Grizzlies.
All right, well, no jaw for the Grizzlies for sure. I mean, that's in the line. And Kyrie, he's questionable, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I want to see. I mean, he's going to get. They're going to boo this guy right on his home court. They're not going to welcome him back, right? I
No.
mean, I think anybody in their right mind is not going to cheer for this player. I would think. I mean, yeah, there'll be some extremists out there that that's going to be their favorite player from here on out. But I mean, those are the 4%ers. So nobody can like this guy. I mean, he's going to feel uncomfortable, but I guess he could play. I mean, he's eligible to play today, so we'll see. I think it's a bit of a question mark surrounding this game, certainly. So I don't know, but Blake is coming in with a play. Fonzie says no jaw in this game, so that is a pretty big factor, obviously. Like I said, yeah. So I don't know. I think for me in this one, I think over is probably going to be the call for me in this one. Look, I know Brooklyn; they've been a total under so far, but I don't know. I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Memphis, we already know they don't play much defense. They have gone under somehow in 7 of their last 10 games, but I'm going to go with the over in this one. Mindy says take Memphis plus the 7.5. All right. Yep, Fonzie says no jaw. He averages 30 points. I get it. He's the man, even though he's not the man. I mean, I love to watch this guy play, but if I was starting a team, I don't know if he'd be the guy that I necessarily. Definitely does not play enough defense at all, and it makes it more about him, which is fine. I mean, so did Michael Jordan, and he won a bunch of championships.
Right.
All right, Warriors and Rockets. Well,
Oh,
I
here we
think
go.
the Warriors are on the road here, aren't they? I mean, I don't know. If anything, this is one of the one teams that they're able to, I don't want to say handle because I mean but even when they've been favored by big numbers, they've gotten it done against the Rockets. They do well against the Rockets, I think. But again, you do have that, the 0-8 on the road factor here for the Warriors, and they're favored by 10 points, but against one of the worst teams in the league.
Well, right. I mean, that's the whole thing. That 0-8 on the road. I mean, it's like I feel like this team is going to have to prove something, to me before I can go ahead and jump back on, on these away games. But 1-7 against the spread during that time as well. So it's different if you're, maybe getting some wins here or there. But I mean, most of the time they are going to be the favorite. But yeah, 4-6 of the last 10 against the spread.
As a dog. I don't remember what game that was.
Right. But yeah, I mean, they're also 4-6 against the spread in the last 10 there as well overall. Again, they got to show me something here on the road. I got to take the Rockets plus 10.
Hey, Neil Boyce, good to have you. He'll take the Rockets as well. Scotch says no way he's dropping 10 points on the road with the Warriors. So appreciate you, Neil.
I like this Warriors
I think
too.
you've been with us maybe before, but I don't remember shouting you out. So I want to just welcome you, if I haven't, to the team's
Been
team.
here before.
So,
yeah.
Look, I've got 2 chatters on it, Mindy, right now. So I don't know. I was kind of I don't want to lay 10 points either. KJiz is here. Good to see. And, but, Houston has a 1-4 straight up record at home. But we're just talking about all they have to do is stay somehow within the number, right? And, Golden State 3-6-1 to the under last 10. This is a pretty high total especially when this series is 5-13-1 last 19 at Houston, and not much has changed with these franchises over those 20 games. I think we've kind of seen the same version of the teams more or less. So I think that trend, that's over 4 or 5 years, but again, the Warriors have been championship quality, and the Rockets have been in rebuild mode ever since they broke up the party. So, if anything, I'll do it. I'll do it. We looking for a consensus. Hard to believe, Mindy, our consensus play so far out of all these games is on the Rockets. But KJiz is on them. Blake's on them. Neil Boyce is on them. Scotch is on them. I mean, this is like the lock of the year. It seems like right now. Fonzie, make money. We're all on it. We're all on this game.
Funny.
We're all on the Rockets. That is funny. I mean, this will be the one. And again, like I said, the one thing. I mean, I'm doing it too, but it's like this feels like the one team like the Warriors will beat, right? Still got to cover 10 points though. Just winning. I'm sure the Warriors will be plenty satisfied just to win a game on the road.
No kidding.
They're not going to be, thinking we're up by 20. All right, Nuggets and Mavs. No Jokic still with the health protocols. Still, it's still a worldwide pandemic, believe it or not.
It is, yes.
The tag has not been lifted by the World Health Organization, and the numbers have actually spiked over the last. If you watch the numbers, it's winter. They're gonna spike. So
right, exactly.
Do what you need to do. Stay away from old people with poor health.
Right. Get your booster. I need to do that yet. But yeah, I mean, the Nuggets without all these, players, they're 3-7 on the road. Mavs 2-7-1 at home. Again, this is one of those things that, something has to give. Nuggets are 1-4 against the spread. But geez, I just feel like this 10 is too high again. I don't know. I'm going to take the Nuggets here, plus the 10.
All right, Mindy, I got a little correction here on my
correction.
Yep. Okay. You take the Nuggets plus those points, even without Jokic in the lineup. I mean, Dallas is the worst spread team around, aren't they, guys? I mean, they're 1-8-1 over the last 10 games against the number. Denver 3-0 to the over as a dog. Dallas 9-5 to the over as a favorite. Neil's coming in with a teaser. I like that. People, underrate NBA teasers. I think most people, with all due respect to Neil, scoff at NBA teasers, but I like an NBA teaser myself, so I don't mind that at all. Fonzie Make Money's got a prop for us. Luka over 32.5 points.
I'm writing that one down.
He has free reign over this one.
I gotta use my prop booster as well, right?
Blake says, I'm on it with the Nuggets, plus 10 as Blake comes in with a play here saying take those double digits. Well, all right. Boy, I kind of feel like that might be the way to go now. And only thing I was considering on that total was those figures that I mentioned, even with Jokic out. And if KJiz says Nuggets the way to go, all right, Mindy, that's enough for me. And, this is all about team steam and our consensus plays. I really didn't know if I was having anything happen on the side for me, so why not call it a team steam consensus play? Let's write, in our chat. Look, we're having some decent, when we have some decent success, you look over on the site there on Tony'sPicks.com. So track our plays. They're your plays too, to a certain extent. So when you see the winning over there, that should make you guys feel like you're winning too. So, all right, Timmy Tushu joins us today. Thank you for the great comments. Good to see you.
The Hidden Gem Squad. All right, cool.
Well, that's what we do. I mean, I'm all about the totals. I think everybody knows that. So, like I say, pace is easier to predict sometimes than the winner. Fonzie makes money.
Right?
Thank you for that. How many times? I am not.
I all my numbers are always, pace adjusted, and I'm sure Ramon does the same. I mean, so that's why I think sometimes, folks forget a lot about pace of play. Continue.
And also, fans at Fonzie make money. Thank you for saying that. I am not a like and subscribe kind of guy. Not, I mean, I want to say it every time. I just, how people say it. They have the button. Tony says points down. I've got to do better with that, actually. So thank you always in the chat for reminding people to do that. Maybe we need to put it on our banner too or something. I don't know. All right, Spurs and Lakers. No LeBron, but AD questionable.
I still kind of feel like the Lakers here are like the hot squad, which is, kind of bizarre.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers though do tend to play towards their competition. They beat teams with worse records. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 home games versus a team with a losing record. I'm gonna go all in on those Lakers minus a touchdown here today.
All right, Lakers it is. Mindy with their 3-10-1 spread record, but don't worry, San Antonio just 1-5 against the spread on the road. So Scotch coming in with the Heat here, 14 games. He said LeBron's played 10 of them. They've lost them all. They won the other 4 games without him. Poor LeBron.
Oh, Bronny Senior.
Like here's the thing, right? I mean, LeBron's not going anywhere, and somehow he's got to find a way to play with his son. I don't know how they're going to work that out, but maybe, just maybe, he can actually save the Lakers franchise by working out his own trade to whatever team drafts. If a wealthy team, for example, drafts his son, something like that. I don't know.
Anyway. I don't know. Just saying.
Lakers, if they could find a way to trade LeBron and at least still pay a lot of his contract, and in return save the franchise by getting a boatload of draft picks,
right?
That's how you save the franchise. That's how you turn the Lakers around. Trade him to a team that his son gets drafted to, pay his salary for the most part, right? A majority. They're already paying us, right? Yeah. And in turn, get all the draft picks where, you're going to save a lot of money in the beginning. Yeah, you might have some top draft picks that you'll pay a lot of money to, but you can build by getting a lot of players and fix the whole thing right there by trading LeBron in the future. So, but that's for another day. We're trying to get me to make a pick here on the game, and I kind of want to go against Mindy, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna basically take the over. I'm gonna take the over in this one with the Spurs and the Lakers. Look, it's already gone up.
I like that play.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's already gone up from 227.5 to 229.5, and I think this one goes crazy over tonight. And that's a look at the end. Let's get Fonzie's pick in here before we wrap up.
Oh, good. See, look, someone on my side today.
They do.
Things are looking up for me, Ramon. I like it.
Spurs are terrible, but I'm probably going to find a way to get on them against you guys. But I don't know how at this point. It's going to have to be after I crush the rest of the card, and I'm like, okay, now I can bet the Spurs.
I'll do a 2-team parlay. I'll do Lakers money line with, I don't know what. Who should I take? Cardinals plus 240 tomorrow, something like that. There we go. I can somehow just find a way for those Lakers to eke out a win.
Let's go to college basketball, where we've selected some great games today. Like I said, some of these feel like March Madness games.
I do. I was surprised at the big marquee names.
Well, and we're playing some of the championship games and some of those tournaments that Tony loves. And we're going to go first out to Las Vegas for the game between Virginia and Illinois.
Ramon, you're going to be in Vegas in like a week. I'm so excited for you.
We'll see. I mean, I gotta arrange things still.
No, we'll see. You're doing it.
I don't want to tell anybody necessarily. Well,
maybe Ramon's gonna go to Las Vegas next week. Maybe
everybody knows, but
all right.
Okay, I still have so much reservations leaving Southern California.
It's gonna be amazing, Ramon. It's
Southern California is,
Ramon's gonna be doing live shows from sports books.
Virginia and Illinois here. I'm showing now Illinois is the 1-point favorite, and the total has dropped here to 133.5.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia, played with a lot of, heart the other day versus Baylor. I mean, that was such a good game. Illinois, they're now ranked, 18th in the country, put up 88 points a game. Virginia 60th, 82 points a game. I think this one's going to come down to rebounding here in this one. Illinois, they just rebound so much better. They also can, make turnovers occur more frequently. I like where this Illinois is playing on each side of the ball. I think they're going to be able to, beat Virginia here today and get the win. I like Illinois here in this one.
All right, Illinois is favored in that one, and Mindy's going to take them tonight, even though they're now a 1-point favorite here in this one. Yeah, I mean, these are two great players, certainly with Shannon and also with Franklin. So UVA 2-0 to the over. Illinois has gone over in that game against Baylor. Both teams playing well, obviously, coming into this one. So I'm going to go under in this one. That's going to be my play. I know I just touted these teams going over so far, but for me, I'm going to favor the under with Virginia and Illinois today in the game in Las Vegas.
And me and Jizz arm wrestling this one out for victory. Virginia versus Illinois. Should be a good one.
Okay. You have Illinois, though, right?
I do have Illinois.
All right. Sorry about the graphic problem. Oh, no, it was right. Okay. Oklahoma State and DePaul. This one sounds like March Madness. DePaul would have to probably do some work, but we're seeing Oklahoma State actually kind of a runaway favorite here, I believe. I think they've actually moved up considerably now, maybe up to as high as, I want to say, 6.5. Oh, my God, 7.5. 7.5, 136. Well, it seems like it's justified.
Yeah, I mean, DePaul, they're putting up 72 points a game here, 44% from the field. Oklahoma State averaging 71 points a game, 43%, shooting here. So, yeah, I mean, statistically, they match up, evenly. It's going to be a lot more of a speed and height difference here in this one. So I'm going to take a look at the over. Over is 4-1, Cowboys last 5 Sunday games here. Also, it's over following an ATS loss as well. I'll take the over, Ramon.
Okay, well, this one in the Bahamas, both teams 1-3 against the spread. Oklahoma State lost that game in OT to UCF, and DePaul lost to Santa Clara, so they've ended up in this game together. I was going to premium Oklahoma State at -4. I guess I missed that boat. Let me give out Oklahoma State here to win. I'll take them -7 today. Maybe they'll even get there by double digits. I got to favor Oklahoma State. Appreciate what Fonzie said about college kicking his butt. I started off hot in college, and I gave it all back in 2 days, Fonzie. So hang in there. We're going to turn it around in college basketball. It feels like my best sport year after year, but just because the opportunity is there. But really disappointed what happened this week. All right. Baylor and UCLA, this one back in Las Vegas. This was supposed to be the championship game, maybe, but both teams lost those games to Virginia and Illinois. So, no, Virginia were good teams too.
Well, yeah, but to me, Baylor, just with the, I don't know, the eye test here, sniff test, Baylor seems to be playing a little bit better ball. Got a lot of, momentum on their side. It was a tough, spot to play Virginia, with the tragedy that happened on their campus and such. I think they just had a really, they really played their heart out. Honestly, and then UCLA just looked like, they've been looking a little sluggish on the court here to me. Baylor's averaging 10 more points here a game. Also, they also shoot 50% from the field, which is pretty awesome. Bears 5-0 against spread the last 5 Sunday games. I think they're going to definitely win this one here by 3 points today.
I'll take it. Mindy's on Baylor. Yeah, what can you say? UCLA led that game by double digits and, ended up blowing it. So that does bother me a little bit. UCLA still 3-1 against the spread, but how about Baylor? They've gone over in all 4 games so far.
I think you bet on all 4 over games, haven't you?
They look really good. Blake says right there, Baylor is his pick as well. I'm going to go over, Mindy. For some reason, it's dropped to 149. So maybe I missed some steam. I don't necessarily want to buck any steam, but I thought the move actually was on the over early. That's what I was kind of, I was leaning over. I thought the money came in over, and I was like, you know what? I like this money coming in over. I want to take over. And now all of a sudden it's dropped a couple points. So I'll just consider it value and take it as a free play here with Baylor and UCLA to go over. Mindy says, take Baylor in this
Go
one.
Bears.
Or the Baby Bears.
Go Baby Bears. Yes.
That's UCLA, right?
That is true. With a little top hat.
And sweaters. All right, we're going to go. And this one's in South Carolina, Colorado, and Boise. And in this one, I'm showing Colorado is favored now by 1.5. Total 130.
Yeah, Colorado's have had quite the crazy swings in their games here thus far. Their 3-point shooting, though, for Boise has been pretty awful there as well. Only 27%. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take a hedge my bet here that Colorado is going to not play up to 140 points per game. I'm gonna take the under here, under 7-0 in Boise's last 7. I know Colorado's been putting up about 80. So I'm just hoping they keep those in the 70s today, and I feel like I'll be okay.
Well, I like Boise in the game, right? I mean, look at the move also. It opened Colorado 3. It's now 1.5. The total, it's pretty steady, but I think there's been a kind of some sharp action coming in on the under. And if you say that CU is not going to perform as well, I mean, they're 4-1 to the over, but Boise is 0-4 to the under. They've been a total under so far. So Boise is 2-0 against the spread as an underdog. Colorado's 1-2 against the spread as a favorite. If I'm going to like Boise in this game, I think I have to think it's going to go under. So let's take a consent. We need a consensus play. I like it to go under here, anyways. Did seem like some well-reputed steam did come in on the under, so kind of like Boise, but I like the under. Let's take under. We've got a college consensus play here.
And then we got Blake. Heck yeah, Blake.
Oh, okay. Blake's on it too. Boise State and under. So, all right. Yeah, we've been up and down with Team Steam on college plays, so let's turn it around. Central Florida and Santa Clara. This one's in the Bahamas. And I'm showing Central Florida. Here's a 3-point favorite now. Total 138. It's dropped.
Yeah, I like where the pace of this game is going to go. It's going to be fun one to watch. High scoring. Overs 4-1. Santa Clara's last 5 Sunday games here as well. UCF scoring 73 a game. Santa Clara 76. Let's go over the total 139.5 or 138 now.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's the way it's moved. I'm not. We got some new viewers here, so I'm not just giving Mindy a better line because I knew she was going to take the over. I mean, I've, made her take a worse line more often than not, probably. I would say in that one. So, look, UCF has been pretty dynamite. I mean, there's, but both teams are 3-1 against the spread. So. I don't know. UCF has covered convincingly in those last 3 games. I mean, by big time margin. But I like Santa Clara here, maybe to stay in this game and maybe even pull off the win. You see the line move there a little bit. It's kind of come on Santa Clara. So I don't know. It seemed like Central Florida would be kind of a public side, but the money seems to be coming in on Santa Clara. I'm going to take Santa Clara in this one. +3. Mindy says go over 138. UCF 1-3 to the under so far. Probably keeps me off joining you there.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, the Gonzaga World Tour comes home. And this is significant, Mindy, because believe it or not, really no teams ever sign a home and home agreement with a mid-major. That's just not. Now this is a different scenario entirely. Gonzaga is not a mid-major, even though they're in a mid-major conference. But should be noted that this is a home and home with Kentucky, so that's pretty interesting. And even though Gonzaga's had their woes a little bit, they're going to be back in the kennel, and they're hosting a power a blue blood powerhouse team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to be worried, for a while, or maybe, a lot of this early part of the season on how Gonzaga just got whooped by, Texas. Not really what I was expecting. I thought Texas would win that one, but not by like, 20 here. Kentucky putting up a lot of points. A lot more than Gonzaga, actually. I know it's early in the season as well. But Kentucky overall statistically has just been better shooting the ball. They're putting up 42% compared to, Gonzaga at around 35. I'm going to take Kentucky +4. Thanks, Ramon, for giving me an extra point there.
Yep. Well, that's the way it's moving, and I don't know. I kind of like the other side, but I'm not going to disagree with you because I like the over. I mean, you see the move there also over 156. Probably, I think we got two teams probably going to shoot the lights out here. Uh, Gonzaga, they might be struggling more defensively than they are offensively. Timmy is elite. They've got a few transfers. But they've had to replace two really good players. So, but I don't know. Getting Kentucky on your home floor just gets me excited. I've got to think that kind of solves the woes. Blake's on with you though, Mindy, in this one. I don't know. I'm a kind of a Gonzaga fan head a little bit. I love the fan base. Just
I don't blame you for that. Yeah.
well, they
They're fun.
come to town here once a year, so I like to try to go to that game every few years. I've been to see Gonzaga at the Jenny Craig Pavilion here play USD. That's they call the Jenny Craig Pavilion. You know what they call it? The Slim Jim.
The Slim Jim, huh?
So it's all in the in the
Very
in
funny.
and the kennel is there, so it's almost like a home game no matter where they're at. But this is a truly at home in the kennel. I don't care if you're Kentucky and you're got the reigning defending player of the year, who, by the way, was on a minutes limit in the last game, even though I would imagine that will increase, but maybe not here. I mean, it's early in the season. You're going to play more players. That's the great thing about all these games. As early in the season, we get to see these matchups, and it really doesn't matter who wins or loses because they'll all be there come tournament time. No one's going to go, 33-0, very rarely. Anyways, I'm going to take over. Mindy says take Kentucky. Probably the marquee matchup in college basketball tonight.
Right?
Certainly,
Should be
can't
fun.
that one gets a good screen. I'm sure. Not on football day, doesn't get the big one, but
No, it doesn't get the big one. Still tier 2.
yeah. Okay, Houston. Talk about I don't know. Talk about national championship contender. There they are, right? I think plain as day. I think everyone agrees the Houston Cougars are among the elite teams in all of college basketball. They're going up against an Oregon team that maybe still trying to find its way, but hey, it's always tough to play in Knight Arena.
The Fighting Dana Altmans, right? I mean, Houston, though, hasn't been, allowing their opponents to score any baskets.
No.
But Oregon's kind of been the same. They've only allowed 55 points. And so, I mean, I kind of feel like defense is going to be, the name of the game here, at least on the Oregon side. I think they're going to be, playing a lot of zone here on this. They can't play man. They're going to get their butts whooped if they do something like that. I'm going to take a look at under 6-1, Houston's last 7. 4-0, Oregon's last 4 overall here as well. I really think it's going to be, a good one. I think Houston can take it, but I like the under here.
Yeah, total's pretty low, but I don't know. I just got to agree with you. It does worry me. I mean, I'm thinking for this matchup. Hello, Latifa. Yay! Well, we haven't done our hockey's next. Our 2 games. Our 2 games
Just
you
in
get to look
time.
at. And then you can fall asleep right after. Only 2 games to go through. But yeah, Mindy, I think for me in this one, the way Houston's wins. I mean, you'd think they would cover any. Like whether they won by 35, 38, 26, 47. They've covered every game. They're smashing teams. Oregon's 2-1 against the spread. Now Oregon's got more to fix, more to replace, more to learn about themselves. But the teams are combined 1-6 to the under. Um, I think Houston. I think we'll learn to know them as an offensive team going forward. But I mean, right now they're just smashing teams so bad. And what you said about the strategies, zoning up, and things like that, I think are important in this game. So I know we have an even number here with just 2 picks. We'll work it out somehow. Let's go under the total.
And personal preference, I hate watching the game at the Oregon court. Oh, I hate all the trees on the court. It drives me crazy.
You don't like that, even though it's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. That's what when they did it, they wanted to represent themselves. But I get it. And they're Oregon, right? They've got to have something goofy.
Do the players notice it when they're playing? I mean, I've never been on a court.
I don't think you do, because at the eye level, you're not looking down at the court. We're looking right down on it, and that's why it's accentuated so much. But I think when you're on the court, you do not. I can't.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had been in
just knowing what I've seen on these courts that have different patterns or things like that, or different colors even, you don't notice it as much, because usually you're looking up at your opponent, your defender, or whatever. So anyways, Mindy says go under. I say go under. Maybe we could tie it up with a hockey play. I think we could find a hockey play.
Maybe.
Latifah here as we get into the 2 games to wrap up the show. Just the 2 games. But, interesting. Not the best spread game, not the best money lines, but let's get into it. Maybe I could check the goalies, but in this one, the Panthers on the road against the Blue Jackets, laying a big price. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, the Panthers are 8-1 versus Columbus over the last.
Now, Mindy, go ahead.
Okay. But they're 8-1 over, the last 9 games versus Columbus. But geez, we've been noticing the Panthers are 2-7 on the road on the puck line. So, I mean, they're getting the money, but they're not winning by much. So I'm going to take the Blue Jackets here, plus 1.5. Looks like I get about minus 140 odds on this. They're actually 4-7 at home, not terrible. But if you take a look, minus that game yesterday, they've been putting up 5 goals per game. So yeah, I'll take Columbus here to stay close.
Yeah, that is funny. You mentioned the Florida. I mean, they're supposed to be good, but you mentioned their puck line record. It's a 5-13 as a puck line favorite, and here, you can get that goal and a half at a reasonable price at minus $1.15 or $1.20. So, Columbus 9-1 to the over at home, and the last 5 meetings have gone over as well. So I don't know. It's open. Actually, it's gone down from 6.5 over 30, 35-ish to 30 to 20 or less. So if anything, I think I'm getting a little bit of value here. Florida, they've dominated this series, no doubt about it. And I like Florida to win, but I don't know, at 255. Again, Mindy might be on the right choice with the puck line there. I don't know if I can do it, because I think Florida will win, and in a big favorite scenario, I think that favors empty netters. I'm going to go over 6.5 as my free play here. So we don't have a consensus there. We have 2 plays.
The over, Ramon. That's what I said. I mean, geez, Blue Jackets might be able to score it themselves, the over.
All right. Well, you're on the record with the puck line, Columbus. I'm on the over. Let's take a look at the other game with this one. And let me just update it, because I think I do have a goalie, Mrazek, for the Blackhawks.
Challenge.
Put Mrazek in there as the goalie possibility for the Blackhawks, and Yari for the Penguins. And the Penguins are favored here by 210, 215, 6.5 under 15.
So the Blackhawks are 11-1-1 versus the Penguins. Is that right? Over the last 13 games.
Wow.
They're 6-3 at home on the puck line, while Pittsburgh is 5-7 on the road. I'm going to take those Blackhawks there. I'm going to be a chicken, though. I'm going to take them at plus 1.5, minus 150.
Okay, I'll do it. We need a third play also.
Okay, all
Maybe
right.
we'll wrap up that other package, and I like that stat that you just gave out. And I like the fact that you said Chicago's 11-6 on the puck line, and it's only minus $1.35. I mean, 11-6 to me would say more like, $1.75 or $1.80 or something like that. So I think it's a great price on Chicago, especially considering those trends. I know that these teams are kind of going over right now of late. They're combined to go 13-7 in their last 10 games, respectively. But the series is 5-11-2 to the under in the last 18 meetings, and the total is it crawled up to 6.5. And I kind of had some sixes in my model, so
Right.
I may even lean under there. But again, that helps. I think a puck line. Let's take them Chicago puck line. Give us a third play there. So I think we've got like an NFL pack, and we've got another pack with we talked about with the NBA and the college basketball.
We got NBA
We got
2, we
packs.
got NCAA basketball 2, and the one hockey. That's a 5-pack right there.
What we don't have is a 6-pack. All right.
We could draw that on, Ramon. Don't forget, we can airbrush
I'll
it.
get it airbrushed on there. Anyways, thanks to everyone. Latifa, glad you showed up. And just want to head on over real quick if we can, Mindy, to Tony'sPicks.com. Let's visit one more time over there just to talk about our website because that's what they pay us to do. And we had some new people here. Oops, let me take that off there.
Tell your friends, come back again. We have a good time on the show. Lots of regulars, as you can tell. Latifa knows everyone.
Yeah, and let me just clean that up there and make sure that I show to everyone. So we had some new people. So what we do, we bring you free sports picks every day here on Tony's Picks YouTube channel, but you can always get our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. These are our high-end picks, if you will, and you can subscribe to our picks over there, and you're always guaranteed to profit with our picks. Doesn't mean Mindy's going to win every game today, but if she didn't, you get credits back to your account. If myself or Mindy doesn't cash any premium pass that you subscribe to, you're always going to leave with a winning experience at Tony's Picks. We're going to hit it right out of the gate, though, with the first one. Mindy, you see today got a 7-pack in college hoop.
That's right. Going for it.
I kind of want to buy that package myself. I could just click on it here and have it pop up over here in my cart. There it is.
You can buy it.
There it is for $45. I could proceed to check out and get Mindy's place. I just want to show everyone how that works, how good. One thing that the GM is most proud of is how smooth our retail section is, if you will, the e-commerce section, and how good it works. So it's an easy, not saying it's easy to go and purchase the picks, but you'll find it is relatively easy to do as far as the functionality of our website. Absolutely the best website of any of the multi-capper sites for functionality, for sure. We're cappers too, but right. Mindy also got an NFL Super Sunday 5-pack. She's got her best bet in the NFL, her best bet in college, her best bet in the NBA. She also has a 3-pack in the NBA as well. A lot of packages for Mindy today, and for me, I also have a package locked and loaded. I was 7-2-1 yesterday. Says I was 4-2-1, but I did hit my 3 MMA plays yesterday. I just want to point that out to everyone that those will be entered in the system. They take usually close to 24 hours to grade MMA through our site, but I did sweep the board with my 3 plays. So I went 7-2-1 yesterday. Just want to tell everybody that who like to play the hot cappers over there. But still for the month, I'm up 1640, we'll say. I took some favor. They were all chalky. What can I say? But we did go 3-0.
All I saw was the lady get the kick to the throat on.
We had that.
Oh my goodness!
That was one of my winners.
I can't even watch it. I'm terrible.
Mindy, when she got that back kick and started wailing on her real quick. You don't see a lot of in women's MMA. So you've been watching, but many of the fights go the distance in women's competitions, but that one didn't.
Yeah, it's hard to withstand a kick to the throat.
That you don't see it coming. So, anyways, over there I've got an NFL early window 5-pack, and I've been up plus 700 units in the NFL. Please pick this one up for $35. This 5-pack is profit guaranteed. What is profit guarantee? Right there. If it doesn't profit, you'll get that $35 back to your Tony's Picks account. You could tell Ramon to hit the road. I'm going over to see Mindy and pick up a $35 package from her to get the winning done, and she'll come through for you. So appreciate everyone.
The black cat trailing our picks.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks to everyone for coming in to the chat. Just want to thank everyone today. All those chat. Let's get to roll through them here real quick at the end. Timmy Tushu, awesome. He's got great comments, making us feel like we're doing our job here. Keep us coming back every day. Your subscriptions also, with all due respect, if you purchase our packages, that also helps us come here every day because it gets us paid. And we don't get paid unless we win those packages.
It's true.
To be quite honest.
For us to put good packages together.
That's part of the profit guarantee, and I think it's fair, and I wish every site did that. It makes us have to win for you. Otherwise, like we say, you get those credits back. So I'm going to roll it today. Latifah gives us the smash that like button. So want to thank everyone else that was joining in today, including Blake was here today. Don't forget Cages, always checking in with us. Want to thank some of our new viewers too. Fonzie Make Money. Curtis Mann was by today as well. Mindy, Butterscotch. He's always bringing the heat with the stats. Today, Neil Boyce, a new name, joined us. I think maybe he's been with us a couple of times as well. So I just want to thank him and everybody else. Soraya B, remember, Mindy wrote that down.
I know.
Pick. So hopefully she's still around. Ronald Elston, we didn't get a chance to shout him out, but he was talking about Watt and the Steeler defenders coming back. Mario Moore, he's a member of the Steel Kurt, loves his Steelers, I think. I don't think he was touting the Steelers as much. I think might be a Steeler fan as well. Panger Life was talking about that rivalry game, and also we had I think that's it. It. That's everybody. So thank you, everyone, for coming in to the morning steam. We'll be back on Monday with a Monday card, including Monday Night Football, Desde Mexico, 49ers de San Francisco, Cardinals de Arizona, from Estadio Azteca. Tomorrow we'll talk about that one and all the other sports as well. And we'll have everyone in here. All right.
Are you going to get me on camera? There she goes.
All right. We got to have it. We got to have it. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, everybody. Catch you tomorrow with more Morning Steam. Thank you for Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.